Hi there, Jessica here from Stitching Colours. Welcome back. Today is the 10th of June and I'm here to film Flosstube number 23. As you may be aware from my Stitch With Me, I got a delivery of a new chair from my parents last weekend and Luna has already put her claim on it. She sits here most of the time when I'm stitching, so you can see she's over here, kind of half out of camera, but I'm not sure how long she'll stay. So I've worked on 11 pieces over the last 2 weeks, and that came to 14,460 stitches. That was helped by last weekend being a long weekend. And she is gone. So for some of these pieces are from the very end of May, so let's go with those first. I think we've got this one. I know this one's definitely it. So this is the mythical, no it's not, it is the Halloween Afghan by Stony Creek, and I am stitching it on 28 count Lugana over 2, and I got 1206 stitches completed on this in a couple of days near the end of the month of May. And so you can see where I'm up to now. Last time you saw it, I had finished the first page, and now I am close to finishing the second page. I would really like to sit forward, but I know the next piece I've got to show you is going to require sitting back, so I'll move forward after that. But you can see here I've got a bit of the black left to go on the bird. I think it's a crow, possibly a raven. Anyway, moving on. And there are some vines to go in up here, and that is pretty much all that's in this page that's left. And you can see the vines on that page 1 with the pumpkin all filled in with the metallic glow in the dark thread, which I substituted out for the Krennic number 4. It's the same color, it's just that version of it. So I'm really happy with this, how this is coming along, and I'd love to be doing about a page a month on it, but we'll see how that gets on. Some of those pages I think have a lot more stitches in it than what I'm realizing. The next piece, we'll hold off on that one too, and that one, it's this one. So this next one is the Mythical Creatures Stitch Along, which was the 2020 Stitch Along by Pain Free Crafts, and my aim for last month was to get the entirety of the border finished, and that is finished now, which is very exciting. So my next step on this will probably be to get the N done for, I can't remember what the N stands for. After a mermaid. No, not ringing any bells. I guess you'll find out next time when it comes out. So I've got these two bottom vases all complete, and the border is all complete, which is fantastic. It just means I've got N through to Z letters left, and that will be it. Okay, and the last piece I have worked on from May is the, oh, hold on. The Mythical Alphabet got 3,137 stitches done on it. And the next one is Planets Align, which is a tilt and craft piece, and it the next piece is a tilt and craft piece. This is Planets Align number 6, and this is under the Common Creative licensing, and this one got 1848 stitches on it, and this is the piece that I'm working towards having a finish by the end of the year. So essentially I need to probably finish this last page over here in June. Over here, since I finished all of this, it's a lot of bulk stitching, and you can see Luna. It's a lot of bulk stitching. There's only half a dozen colours in this, and then I will be on the bottom row of pages, and they're relatively easy as well. They kind of go in strips of colours across the bottom because you get into the grass and stuff at the bottom after you get the bottom clouds and things. But yeah, and that one's stitched on 25 count 1/1. So that's all the stitching from the end of May. Now we'll go into what I've done over the last 9 days of June. So I went back to my normal routine of switching pieces daily. Let's see. There we go. Got Luna in the background now. Okay, so without interrupting too much, I went back to my normal routine of switching pieces daily, and it was so nice to do so. And one of the pieces I worked on was Lackadaisy Card Shark, and this got 900 stitches. I know this one hasn't had a lot of attention for quite some time. I was stuck trying to work out how I wanted to do this because it has got a lot of confetti in the confetti areas, and then it's got all the black around the edge. So you do all the black and then you get to the point and you go, there's nothing but confetti. So I decided just to do colour completion by page, and you can see I've still got a few park threads that I haven't worked my way through yet. Well, the way I was doing it was I was getting a colour from up here, and then the next one I would go from one of the parked threads at the bottom of the page, and it worked quite well. So there's a lot of parked threads parked on the next page, but it is actually really starting to come along now. So I'm really glad. I think I may have worked out how I'm going to tackle this one, at least for now. So that's really good, and this one should come out a little bit more, I would imagine, with having worked out that situation. So this one is stitched on 25 count 1/1, and this is a Heaven and Earth Designs art piece just based on the artwork by Tracy Butler. So I'm really happy with that one, especially as it has been stalled for quite some time. The next piece I have is Mini Magic Mirror, and I guess after my success with working on Lackadaisy Card Shark and that kind of progress, I decided to try doing a very similar thing, because this one is pretty confetti heavy as well. You should be seeing where you saw it last time, and now here is where it is now. So I put in 1,331 stitches, I think. I've written 3,300, but that's impossible. That might be the reason why My numbers are a little whacked out. I don't know. But yeah, so you'll see you've got another archway of the mirror and then the actual mirror down here. So I was working on just doing it by diagonal originally when I first started at the start of my stitching, and then I went, oh, I'm just gonna start doing it across the page with those parked threads, and I was a lot happier with it and felt like I was getting a lot more progress. If I was stitching and doing the diagonal, I felt like I was changing colours every 2 or 3 stitches, so it got frustrating pretty quickly. The next piece I have is Stitching for God. This is a Gecker Rouge pattern, and it is based on the artwork by Jonas Jodike, and this is stitched on 25 count 1/1 as well. This one got 1241 stitches on it, and it's starting to come along. So it's still really hard, but so you've got some greenery here, we've got a big trunk here, and then about this point in the page it all starts getting light because of all of the, I guess it's almost like a halo effect in the middle with it being all bright and kind of echoing out around. So we will get there and it'll start showing a bit more colour, which will allow for things to look a little bit more recognisable. But I'm really happy with how this one's going, and it might get some more work on it yet. The next piece I have is Little Helpers, and this is a Pain-Free Crafts piece. Also stitched on 25 count 1/1, and this is by, or based on the artwork by Anne Stokes, and I got a page finish on this one, so you should be seeing where I was at last time. And she's gone on to her, up to the top of her tree now, and so now I have finished this page over here. And you may also notice that I had a bit of extra time at the end of my stitching session and decided I wouldn't really want to start a new page, but I could work on just filling in a bit more of this purple bauble. So over on this page, you can see here on the upcoming page, we've got the edge of a lit candle, or it's the flame of the candle, and over here I'm pretty sure there is the start of the dragon that's over here. This is a retired chart, but I am so happy with how it's looking. It always amazes me with Pain-Free Crafts patterns that they are generally a little bit smaller than things like Heaven and Earth Designs and other pieces like that, other charters I should say, but yet they still retain that level of detail. It's just spectacular. I don't know how else to describe it. So this one, what's this one? Oh, okay. This one is Wizard Septimus, and this is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece, charted based on the artwork by Jan Patrick Krasny. You should be seeing where you saw it last time, and this one got 1002 stitches on it. So it's really coming along. I've moved away from the hood and I am up here, and it's where all the clouds are, so it's just one of those things. I'm loving how the starburst stuff in the sky. I think it's all connected to his staff, which is down here a little bit further, but it is looking spectacular. And this one got 1002 stitches, if I haven't mentioned it already, and is stitched on 25 count 1/1 with CXC threads. So really need to get some more progress on this one as well. I'm sure you're seeing a bit of a, what would you call it, a repeating feature that I really want to work on all of my pieces. So yeah, okay, I have got 3 more. We'll go with this one first. This one is Mini Heart of the Storm, and this is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece based on the artwork by Lisa Parker. And this one is also stitched 1/1 on 25 count, and this one got 838 stitches. So you should be seeing where you saw it last time, and here is where we're at now. So it's really coming along. I was mainly working on this page around where these old ruins are, and I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. A lot of people seem to be a little bit hesitant to stitch the minis by Heaven and Earth Designs. I think you've got to pick and choose the ones that you choose. If they've got heaps of stuff in them, they're not always the best, but if they've got 1 or 2 big items or key focus points, they're normally pretty good and you don't tend to lose much. It's in those little items that you lose stuff. Details, I should say. So this one is Archer, and this is a pain-free crafts piece based on the artwork by Ismira. So you should be seeing where you saw it last time, but this one got 1,000 stitches and it's stitched on 25 count 1/1. So I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. It's totally got a fold line right through the middle, but I have not ironed, nor do I iron pieces until they're fully finished and everything. I'm always concerned that ironing might set in grid lines or anything like that. So you can see I've been just working up in the sky and getting that further down. Really happy with how this one's coming along, and if you want to see the bottom half of it, you should look at Stitching Addicted. She's doing the same piece, and she's started at the bottom. I started at the top. We're getting close to meeting in the middle because it's at, hang on, it is at it is at 47.8%. So we're getting very close to meeting in the middle bit. I think a lot of the areas now, there aren't many that have not been stitched by one of us. Maybe, yeah, I'm not quite sure where. Might be over here. Sorry, it's been a long week. So yeah, I think the only bits might be just kind of over here, the top half. I think that's all that might be there that hasn't been stitched by one of us. So the lucky last piece in the piece I was working on last night is Celtic Summer, and this is a lavender and lace piece. And sorry, I'm just detangling a few of the parked threads. They got into a little bit of a muddle overnight. So this is a lavender and lace piece stitched on 28 count Chromatic Alchemy linen in the colour Jolie, and this came with the 2020 advent box, or was it the 2021 advent box? 2021, I think, the Christmas advent box. So this one got 1,057 stitches on it, and you would have seen where it was last time, but we are at the point I've been working on her skirt. So you can see here, I brought it all quite a bit further down. Hold on. We'll loop it back up to here so you've got her basket to compare with. So I looped those down to where the other threads were at, and then I brought all these other ones down a bit further. So it's really coming along, and I am actually thinking I'll have a finish on this one by the end of the year. She's looking spectacular. I've still got the back stitching to do on her face and the beading to do on her dress, and then I've got all of the Celtic symbols and motifs to do around the edges, continuing down the page. But I will say, when I put this in Pattern Keeper, I did it across 2 parts because of the size of the pattern and how it worked. So I kind of took a photo of the top half and then the lower half, and about here, hold on, here-ish, you may not be able to see so well with the gold, is where the middle of the bottom page is. So it's really getting some good progress, but there's a lot of stitching to go because the dress makes up quite a bit of the width of the stitching, especially at the bottom of the piece. So that is all that I've been stitching on over the last 2 weeks, and that was 11 pieces. I think I'm going to have to go to weekly updates, especially if I'm going to be changing pieces daily, because I'll be sitting here for hours both recording and then editing and forgetting what I've worked on and where I've worked on pieces. So I think I'll probably be moving to weekly updates. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you for watching and thank you for coming back, and I hope you all have a lovely day and a good weekend, and that you find the time to do all of your crafting hobbies. All right, thank you, bye.